probably housekeeping, will you have either Kreider or Chytil today?
Yes, both will be available today.
Both available today?
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Both playing today?
Yes, both playing today.
Who comes out?
We're still working through some things from last night with regard to the players.
Quick in net.
Getting evaluated.
Quick in net.
Yeah, Quickies in net.
Mika was just talking post-game yesterday just about the mental aspect of kind of what you guys are going through and not really allowing yourselves to be buried in that. I just, as a coaching staff, how important is that to you as well? How critical is that they kind of find those little positives to try and build on each game?
I think it's important. We've got to focus more in on the work, I think. Just dialed in, ready to compete. That puck drops at 1 o'clock today. Our speed, our attitude, we certainly can't expect success starting the way we did yesterday. And so for me, it's got to do with a little bit more of that. You need to have a game that you, from start to finish, where you go out and you do the things you want, and then I think you can pull some positives and you can continue to try to build on that. But I think the game's got to get in line. You need a positive attitude going into a game, but you also need positive results coming out of the game, and so they both feed into it a little bit. But the way we play, I feel, can really help with that. Finding the positives.
Well, with, I guess, less than 24 hours really between games, how is that an opportunity for you guys to kind of hit the ground running?
Well, it's a good thing, right? So we're back at it, right at lunchtime. We get to go again and get out there and play a game that we're happy with, where the things we want to do on the ice, we find a way to do them, and we're successful with it.
Do you think, with the return of Phil and Chris, they've been a part of it, but they've been out of the lineup for a good part of this stretch here. Does that change things for you in terms of guys coming in fresh that really, although they're a part of it, they haven't been on the ice for the struggles that have gone on in the last handful of games here?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
Does it bring a different energy, do you think?
Yeah. Phil was playing really well before he left, and so you bring that piece back in. Kreider is a veteran player and brings a lot to the power play. That can be a real positive as well. There's been some other positives on the ice. We've brought some players into the lineup, some new players. They've done really well. They're providing a lot of energy and a lot of spark out there. But overall, it's got to be a collective thing, right? It can't just be those 4 or 5 players that we're talking about. As a group, we got to start the game the right way. We've got to finish the game the right way, and then from there, you try to build off of that.
I was gonna ask Peter. You mentioned starting the game the right way. Yesterday, obviously, you didn't start the way you'd like to, but it's been a problem over the course of the season, or at least certainly within this last little stretch where you've had sluggish starts or bad starts. How do you correct that?
I think there's a self-awareness to that as a group. Like the game time is 1 o'clock. We've got to be there. We got to play with some speed and some attitude. Those two things we got outdone in both of those areas yesterday, which is unacceptable for a team that sits where we sit or what we're in right now. The start needs to be better. It had to be better yesterday. It wasn't. You address it and you look for a better start today.
Do you have any other changes on defense that you are aware of right now?
No.
Peter, only 12 power play attempts in the last 8 games, and this team sometimes thrives off that power play. How do you just create more opportunities to get on the man advantage?
I think that comes from the game itself, right? The team that's has the speed and has the puck. That's the team that has the best chance of drawing penalties. You're making the other team react to you. You can put them on edge. You can make them overextend or reach for something defensively, and that's where a team could become a little bit more prone to taking a penalty. And so I think we need to force that issue a little bit more with the way we're playing the game.
You've talked about speed in various games, particularly after games where you've lost where the other team is at speed. Do you guys have enough speed to counter other teams who are fast?
I think that we can play a game that's quicker and faster with the puck, with what we're doing with the puck. I certainly think that there's a human element that, to me, yesterday, that falls into that first part of the game. That we got outworked, and so there's a work ethic component that goes with it as well, where at times I definitely see that we can do that, and we've been able outwork, outplay, outcompete teams, but we're in a little bit of a funk right now where that has to be the first thing out the door. Our work ethic, our speed, our compete, those things have to be on the forefront. And then from there, the game has to follow as well. We can't be doing things defensively that are going to put us at a disadvantage as well. And so there's things that can be better. Those two things have to be out the door first, and then our game has to follow.
All right.
Thanks.